As a result of the deadly flooding in Texas, an online petition with 40,000 signatures has started. It's demanding that state lawmakers install flood sirens in Kerrville and Kerr County. This comes a little more than a week after that catastrophic flooding we've been telling you about. It's left 120 people dead. At least 161 people are still missing, and that's in Kerr County alone. Here with us now is the petition's organizer and San Antonio resident, Nicole Wilson. Nicole, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday.
Hi, good morning, and thanks for having me.
Of course. You started that petition, like I mentioned. What kind of response are you getting? 40,000 people. That's pretty incredible.
It is. It's definitely much more than I expected, and it just shows the support and the love and how devastating this event has been for not just people in Kerrville, but people in San Antonio, all across Texas, across the nation, and even across the world.
Kerr County does not have emergency alert sirens. Of course, that became very apparent after what we saw play out last week. There were a range of alerts that went out, including code red alerts, text messages to subscribers' phones. How do you think the sirens you're calling for will make a difference for residents if, heaven forbid, this happens again?
For sure. So sirens, although they're not the one-stop solution, we have to have a multi-pronged solution where everybody, no matter what kind of technology they have available to them, has some sort of warning system. So the key with siren systems is that they are not run on the cellular network or the internet. And so if either of those go down, the siren systems still work, and they work off of a flood gauge monitor. And as the water rises to a certain level, then the sirens would go off. The key with the sirens is that these campers in like Camp Mystic and Camp La Junta don't have technology in their cabin. They do have their windows open, and they do have fans in their windows. And so the sirens would be heard during that time frame. Now, you have to have enough of the sirens within a range in order for them to be effective. I think it has to be between 120 and 150 decibels that in order for them to be able to hear it inside of a building. And so it would need to be clear or close to these facilities that have the highest number of people in them.
Well, this makes absolute sense, especially with the spotty cell service we keep hearing about. Back in April, Texas lawmakers failed to pass a bill to improve local disaster warning systems like the one you just mentioned. State Representative Wes Verdell, who represents Kerr County, he actually voted against this. He did very recently tell the Texas Tribune he probably would have voted differently now. But why do you think these changes are so hard to get passed in the great state of Texas?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it's a funding thing and a priority thing. I can't speak to that wholly, but what I will say is, that exact quote, if I can read it, is that his quote was he would probably, like you said, vote differently now after seeing the devastation on the ground. Not the loss of life, right? Not that piece of it, but the devastation on the ground. Would probably cause him to probably vote different. And that word probably is key to me because I can't wrap my head around the idea of probably. Like, how could you not in this instance? And he was one of, I think there were 129 state legislator representatives, and he was only one of 18 that voted no. And then, of course, the bill got squashed in the Senate.
He was only of one of 18 who said no in his very county. Okay, so after this flooding, do you think this will change lawmakers' approach to disaster response?
I think it has to. Lieutenant Governor Patrick has been, along with Governor Abbott and President Trump, have been very big advocates of ensuring, at least in Kerr County, that this no longer is an issue. We cannot prevent flash flooding. Water is a hot commodity in Texas. We need it. The river flows into our lakes. We were just recently in a drought or about to be in a drought for the first time, I think, in 10 years. And so the water is needed, but we have to have the ability to give those warnings to people so that they can make the best choices for their families and the people that are under their watch, and give them that pre-warning so that they have the opportunity to make the choices that are best for their situation.
Well, it's incredible what you're doing. Again, 40,000 people in such a short amount of time. Really amazing. Nicole Wilson, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.